What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Hungry Road. Thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time seeing my face, my name is Eric. Please smash the subscribe button and like the video while you're at it. We all know why you're here today. Before we get started, I want to thank Blasius Chevrolet and Cadillac here in Waterbury, Connecticut. They have this beautiful 2022 Corvette C8 1LT 51 package for sale. It's about $74,500. I had to put the sticker up here or whatever for you, but without them, this video wouldn't be possible. This is going to be my very first time driving a Corvette of any fashion, let alone the C8, and I have an amazing example here today. So let's get started. I have been dying to get my hands on one of these, but this is an American icon, the American supercar. That's kind of a debate depending on what the word supercar means to you. Some people compare it to the Dodge Viper, the Ford GT, but the Corvettes have always remained consistent. This is their 8th generation, hence C8. So there was a C1. I'm not even gonna put the years out here. I'm not good with the years, but we know C1, then there was C2, then there was C3. Now they're starting to look a little bit more modern. Then the C4, then the C5, and we all know the C6, very nice, rounded, beautiful car. Yes, it is raining, but this is the Hungry Road. We got to get things done. And then the amazing modernistic C7. The engine, all those cars had their engines up here. And that's the major difference between the C7 and the C8. Chevrolet just said, you know what? Let's shake things up a little bit. Let's put the engine in the back. So this is the first time an American Corvette has had an engine in the back. And it absolutely is. I haven't even driven it. I moved it from the dealership right there to this little hotel parking lot. So when we drive it together, it's going to be the very first time I'm driving an actual Corvette on the road. So this example here is an Elkhart blue. It is a nice royal blue. It's hard to tell if there's flakes in it because there's raindrops all over it or anything like that, but it's an absolutely beautiful example. We have nice little black accents everywhere. This car has been modified just a little bit by the previous owner, and I'll be sure to discuss which pieces are modified. For example, that wing in the back is not a stock wing. You can't get that from Corvette unless you get like, it's not even that wing, it's a whole different wing. Don't worry about it. But yes, let's go over some more of the features. I'm gonna show you some things I like about it and don't like, because again, you and I, we're gonna be exploring this together for the first time up close. So the Corvette, it's a sports car. It's your American sports car. It's a car that everybody recognizes. This is what it is, but this is almost unrecognizable for almost any other Corvette on the road. This thing looks more like a Ferrari than anything else, and kind of is what happened. So Corvette, Chevrolet has been reverse engineering the Ferrari 458 for a very long time. That car came out in about 2010, 2012 maybe, and now we've got that kind of performance here for $75,000. That Ferrari is like $250,000, maybe $300,000 when it came out, and they're probably still north of 200 grand right now because it's a Ferrari. It's got name whatever, but you can have all of that performance for less than half, and it can be modernized with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This thing has a suspension that knows when it should. So how I go about this? If you can set it up, if you have a garage at home, a very steep driveway or garage, and you drive up to it, you can set the car, the GPS, to automatically lift the front end of the car up so you don't scrape the bottom of your splitter up. You can do that automatically. The technology in this car is absolutely incredible. It has a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 made into an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, making 495 horsepower. Well, there's two. So you can get the 490 horsepower V8, or you can upgrade to the Z51 package, which gets you 5 extra horsepower, giving you 470 foot-pounds of torque. You get upgraded rear axle, upgraded brakes. You get the logo on the calipers, you can see right there. You get upgraded suspension, electronic limited slip differential. I mean, you get the spoiler, the other spoiler. I'll show you that one in a second. But you get so much stuff for your money. I love how Chevrolet said, you know what? Hold my beer. I can make that same car half the price and make it look even better. So let's start walking around the car and show you some things here. All right, so let's check out the front end of this absolutely beautiful American supercar. Let's call it an American supercar. I'm gonna stamp it with this kind of horsepower for that kind of price. Let's just go with supercar. Look how aggressive and sharp and beautiful it is. It gives me Lamborghini vibes, because if you know this, Lamborghini is like a whole bunch of polygons put together, and the Ferrari is usually more rounded and things like that. But this gives me Lamborghini vibes, how sharp that front nose is, this front clip here. And here's a fun fact. This splitter right here is aftermarket. Most of your Corvettes are not going to come with this. There is a version that Chevy does sell with the new Corvettes, but this one here is aftermarket. So all of this stuff here is stock. There's usually a little black one that does not jut out this far, but this adds an extra level of aggression to it, and I absolutely love it. Check out these huge lights right here. I love how simple they are. That's it. Here's your turning signal. Oh, you're starting to see that side over there. It's easier to see on that side over there. That's cool. But that's your turning signal. That's your running light as well. And you lock the car, it locks back. You have a nice little bulb in there for your headlight and your the high beam. You have an amber over here because by law, in the United States, you need an amber light on the side of the car, or it looks to the side of the car. But just an absolutely beautiful design. We have a lot of air intakes here. So we have these. This is called as 2 air intakes here. Another one down here, and then obviously on the other side over here. And here is where you'd put your license plate. If you absolutely needed to have a front plate, yes, we do here in Connecticut. I didn't ride one on my Challenger or my Maseratis when I had them out here, and I was fine. So do it at your own risk. I know I wouldn't. Black badge is pretty standard. This one did come with like the red in the symbol here, but the owner blacked it out for whatever reason. It's his car, he can do what he wants with it, but I absolutely love the design here. And while we're up here, let's check out the front hood. Yes, that's correct, because there's no engine up here. Let's look inside. There are 2 ways to open the actual hood. You can do it via the key. We haven't talked about that yet. We got some buttons in here. As for the trunk and the hood, press it, hold it, all right, and walk around over here. You gotta hold it down. And unlike most hoods, you don't need to unlatch anything. Get the keys in my pocket here, and let's lift straight up. Boom, no engine. Isn't that crazy? You think it was an electric car, but it's not. Plenty of storage in here. This is a whole backpack of mine. You could definitely get a carry-on in here. Maybe 2 if you're lucky. You put some extra pressure on that hood, but not one of my suitcases for work. But if I had one of these, I would sure be downsizing. Got your brake fluid reservoir over there. Windshield fluid reservoir right there. There's an outlet out there for some reason. Maybe you could, that's not trickle charging, that goes to the battery, but this is like a phone charger, I guess. And there's your, if you were able to get a kid or something in here, they can let themselves out, the little button right there. While we're walking around the car, let's check out some things. We do have 19-inch wheels up front, 20-inch wheels in the back. I believe it's a 315 tire, 315 millimeters wide. Let's look for the tire size real quick. I found it 305 30 20. That is a very fat tire in the back of my that car right there. For example, my Maserati ran a 285. So it's gonna put down a lot more grip, obviously more horsepower as well, but a very, very slick. Just look at that profile. Look how sharp that is. Cuts right through the air. That almost looks dangerous. I don't know if that's legal. But we do have the off-color brake calipers. Very, very cool as a part of the Z51 package. Nice little blade right here. This is an air intake. Kind of look through there. You can kind of see. Well, you can't really see because it's dark, but that goes right into the engine. Got to feed that 6.2 liter beast. Take the engine cover out. We'll get to this in a second because that's not stock at all. But if you notice, there's slits right here in the roof. These panels, or this one panel, can be removed. So you have not a Targa top, but it's kind of like a Roadster. So you still have the back here to help move the air over the car so it doesn't impact you, but you can have a roofless ride. Now you see the sky. It was raining earlier. If we can go over there, we'd be all right, or over there. But we'll see if we can take that top off later. But let's go to the back. All right, welcome to the back of the 2022 C8. Looks just as aggressive, just a little bit more toned down than the front end. We do have that aftermarket wing. Again, this does come if you buy this car, but other Corvettes, it won't necessarily come with this wing. This was added by the previous owner. I think it looks pretty good and well deserving, to be honest. A lot of the non-Z51 package cars will have no wing at all. So you see how the car kind of dips off? That's where it would happen. It would just fall off, and that looks awful. The Z51 wing is a little lower. The Z06 wing, we're not even going to discuss that, but move on. So down here, we have your running lights. Beautiful little C's, I guess. But these have been smoked. They're not usually this dark. And there's a little plastic thing, right over it. This can be taken off if you buy this car and don't want them. I wouldn't want them on there. Yes, the owner was going for like a blue and black theme with the black logos and the black wing and smoke tail lights and all that stuff. Fine. But I'd rather have these be a little bit brighter. And again, you can just peel that off if you wanted to. But we have the You see the little the turn signal. So there's 4 LEDs in here, and they're kind of sequential. Let's lock it again. Unlock it. That's kind of cool. When your turn signal's on, it'll flow in that direction, kind of like the Mustangs do and the new Audis do. That's cool. No big deal. Even some old, you could modify your Challenger back and they do the same thing. But let's move on. 2 tail lights there, because you know the old Corvettes had the circles. They're like, nah, we're doing something very different this time. And I like it. I like how bold that is. Here we have a little pressure sort of release. So you have the wheel spins and spins and spins and builds up pressure. It gets released right through here. Helps with aerodynamics, helps with cornering, helps with handling. We do have quad exhaust, 2 tips over there and 2 tips over there. Very beautiful design. And again, your license plate could go right here if you buy it. $75,000. Come get this thing, man. It's beautiful. I'd buy it if I could. I ain't got it. I'm still trying to get money for the EV6, but that's fine. Nice little beautiful diffuser down here. Nothing too crazy. Very sort of reasonable rear end in my opinion. The front end though is very, very different, but I'm with it. So now let's talk about the rear storage space. Yes, your engine is also back here, but you can still get rear storage space. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right, let's check out this engine and storage space. If you want, you can open the trunk with the button on the key fob, or there's a button back here. Kind of see this little guy right here. It's like a little, that thing, press it. Trunk pops open, just lift it straight up. Make sure it clears. That's crazy how it just clears that. And we have actually quite a bit of storage space back here. Now, I remember a lot of videos being discussed how many golf clubs you can get back here. It looks like 2 or even 3. Now, I believe my big suitcase could fit back here. This could be a car I could own. But check out this interesting engine. So this is not how the engine came from Chevrolet. The owner obviously took the covers off and repainted them to match the calipers. The calipers came like this, but the engine was not like this. I have the stock photos of when this car was first being displayed here at Blasius. I guess, but neither here or there. Beautiful engine, like I said, naturally aspirated, 495 horsepower, V8, 6.2 liter, and that transmission is probably somewhere back there because it's a rear-wheel drive car. But yeah, man, nothing too crazy here. Just your average Corvette engine, but not up there. Back here, this is wild. And when you're ready to shut your car, all you gotta do is bring the trunk down to a reasonable level. It is a soft close lid, so keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Let go. Give it a little more. There it goes. Okay, you got to get it close down to the hinge, but you can see that engine right through there. So maybe that's the contrast the owner was looking for. That I want my engine to pop via the royal blue and blackness that surrounds it. These are the keys to the C8 Corvette. They look like any other GM key. Not even joking. GMCs, Cadillacs, they all look like this. Anyway, got your nice little Corvette logo right there, little silver smile. Is this the same design that's on the back of in the tail lights there? Maybe. Anyway, so back to the front of the key here. Lock button, unlock button, remote start button right there. You have your trunk or your frunk, and then your trunk and your panic button. Nothing crazy, but like any other cars. Go ahead, lock it first. All right, locked once. Keep the keys in your pocket. Where is your handle? Obviously, it's going to be underneath here. Put your hand underneath and feel for the rubber gasket. Oh, further this way, and just pull, and you'll hear the window will drop, door pops open. It's like an actuator. There is a way to get out of the car. You have to press this button to push the door open, but there is a manual release right there. There's one on each side of the car. But let's go ahead and get inside. All right, guys, we're inside the 2022 Chevrolet Corvette C8 1LT Z51 package. It is very, it's not cramped in here, but it's definitely like supercar levels of comfort. The seats are super buckety, so you got the nice bolsters that's gonna hold your sides. Your legs are kind of elevated to go up over the center of the seat here. We do have a nice squared off steering wheel, super race inspired. That's very, very, very cool. And look at how driver focused this is. It's like the driver has their own cockpit and like the passenger's not even here. We have all the buttons right here on the side that would normally be on the center screen, and you have your 2 screens. You have a fully digital cluster in the center and one over here to the side. All right, we have the interior of the Chevrolet Corvette, the new generation. Very cool and sharp. Look at this. It just kind of juts out, but it kind of makes sense to hook up right here for the door and all that stuff. Nice little Stingray metal plaque down here. Remember I mentioned, this is how you open the trunk from inside the car. This is how you open the hood from the car. The owner actually added, I don't know if this is real carbon fiber. I don't think so. But it was like a nice metal aluminum sort of trim, like the same color as this guy right here. But it was here and here and here and there, but he changed it all to carbon fiber. So you got like a nice little upgrade in here, but these are standard sort of Chevrolet controls, and that's fine. That's how you're able to keep the price down. Automatic windows, you only got 2 of course, mirror controls, lock, unlock, the door popper right there, little storage down here. Let's go ahead and shut this so the car stops yelling at me. And then drop the windows for a second. Very cool, these super sleek vents right here. Play with those all day. Electronic parking brake down there. It's a little cramped in here. Dimmer switch. Traditional Chevrolet controls. I hate these, by the way, because you gotta like you can't press the arrow. You have to like roll down for the arrow, and you press these to go left and right. And this is like okay or dismiss or whatever. Volume controls are down here. Your favorites. Very standard Chevy system here. But look at the steering wheel. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Beautiful square. This is like a LaFerrari steering wheel, man. Beautiful. I haven't started the car because if I start it, you won't be able to hear me. It's that loud. Standard Chevy entertainment system over here. Not bad. I forget what they call it. Well, the car is telling me the battery is low for some reason. I do not want to get stuck over here. Let's put our foot on the brake. Hit the start stop button. Listen to that engine. Very nice. So we have the left side of the screen over here, which is kind of like for your information. So we can go through and select 2 tiles to put over there. So I want to know what my fuel economy is. Let's select that for the top. And then for the bottom one, let's see what else we can get here. Time and temperature. That'd be good information to know. What else is here? Tire status. Yeah, I don't care about transmission fluid. Let's go with time and temperature. So that's cool. You have a nice sort of informational display. You got your tach right in the middle. That's all you really care about. Speedometer is going to probably show up right here. See, it says 0 miles per hour. And if you want to simplify the display, press right. Let's back out by pressing left first, then go right. And now you press the OK button. Boom. It gets rid of all that. So you don't need all that stuff. If you want to, if you want a peaceful drive or whatever, press it again. It should come back. Boom. All right, so I'm playing around with the infotainment system a little bit here. I found something pretty cool. Over the vehicle, we have buckled to drive. So that means the car will not let you put it in drive. We'll figure this out in a second. Unless you have the seatbelt buckled. One of the Cadillacs I reviewed said the same thing, so it makes sense. Drive mode customization. I'm not going to go through all that. You play with it when you get your own Corvette. And we have down here, I saw, was it lighting? No, it was remote unlock and lock. Remote window operation. You can use the key fob to drop the windows and raise them back up. And down here was the passive door lock. If you walk away with the key in your pocket, the car will lock itself. Makes sense because there's no button on the outside to lock it. But yeah, pretty standard infotainment system. It's pretty responsive. Look at that. I'm with it. I'm looking for that thing where I'm allowed to freaking set the height of the car when I'm going home, but I don't know. Anyway, oh, in the call. What am I doing? Here we have the interesting stuff. These are your drive mode gear selector. Really cool looking. Put your foot on the brake. Up, buckle seat belt to shift. Let's see if it'll do it. Drive. Nope, we're still in park. That's so cool. Let me go ahead and buckle up real fast. So now that I've buckled up, see the yellow seat belt across my chest, I can pull up. Car goes into drive. Press the M to go in manual mode. Boom. Can we start off in second gear? We can't, but we do have paddle shifters back here. Feels good in my hand. That's the up shift. And the down shift is over here on the left. Let's put the car back into regular mode by pressing the D again, or pulling up on D. Back into auto. Neutral, you just press the button right there. Now we're in neutral. Reverse, you have to lift the entire thing up. All right, reverse. Let's check out the camera. Fine, it's a Chevy camera. Moving on. And to put the car back in park, press the little guy right there. Boom. Traction control buttons right here. Press that. Let's see what happens if you, okay, car roll back for a second. Drive modes are underneath here. You can rest your hand right here if you want to and twist. track. Oh wow, everything changed. So now we have a track mode here. We got tire pressures, fluid temperatures, because we don't care about the speed. Tachometer at the top. Let's give it a few revs. That sounds incredible. My good, to my surprise. All right, out of track mode. Some stuff came up over here. Press it again. Let's go the other way. Turn it the other way. All right, back into, looks like regular mode. And let's turn it the other way again. This looks like normal mode or tour mode. There it is. So it kind of tells you what's happening right here with each of the modes. So I'm assuming it's tour, sport, and track. Oh, my mode, okay. And let's do it again. Nothing. Oh, weather mode. So it's like, oh, quiets the engine, reduces everything, and it looks pretty normal over here. Go ahead again. What else we got? All right, other way, 2 times. You look at the bottom of the screen, tour, sport, track. When you go to track, I heard the baffles open up. Let's go back to sport, and we'll leave it there. All right, so I'm in tour mode, and whoever this old owner was had it set up right. Z mode. You heard the engine get louder? He maxed everything out, so that's how I would drive my car. Nice sporty feel. We're good. Z mode active. Press again for PTM on. No idea what that means, but ESC is on. We're good. Back here, have a little cup holder. Here we go. Keys are right here. 2 cups, nothing crazy, but here's the cool part, the cocoon I was talking about. So we have all your temperatures. Now this is driver or passenger. That is the passenger side. As you can see, I'm flicking it down and the right temperature is moving. Oh wait, they're both moving. Maybe this is driver? Is this passenger? Yes, this is the passenger. So this one, the right one is moving. So that was controlling both temperatures. Let's drop back to where it was. Some sort of button would be here. We have your defroster, reset, all your regular buttons are just right here in this cocoon handle thing rather than being right here, and I really, really like that. Again, this is like a racy sports car type thing, but that's what you get when you get this. And nice view right out the front here. I cannot wait to take this on the road. Check out the other side over here and these crazy bucket seats. Look at these. My goodness. All right, we're looking good on the weather over here. We're not worried about that, but we're good over here. Let's go ahead and step inside and take these roof panels off. Let me get in. All right, to remove the roof panels, we have these 2 arms. You gotta pull them out. They'll swing off to the outside of the car. There's one over here, and we have one more right here. See this little button? You gotta press that button. All right, that frees the roof. Now let's get out. Once we have the roof free, we just kind of lift up in the middle, be very gentle, separate it, and now the roof is up. Now we can just pick it up and carry it away. Make sure it's freed. Got a CA roof in the hand, and now you can walk it back here and put it in the trunk. All right, so we've opened the trunk up, and there's perfect space for the roof. Now this is not if you have suitcases in here, because they're not going to fit with the roof at all. Or if you go grocery shopping, probably get some bags, but they're going to be scratching your roof up. Anyway, don't worry about it. You can PPF the roof, as you should, all cars. Anyway, I'm rambling. There are 4 posts inside the trunk. There's this one here. There's like a little receiver end down here, and the same thing on the other side. Now, Chevrolet has designed the trunk to hold the roof. Now, that is so cool. So you take your roof. Yeah, it's the same direction as the car is driving. So this is the back of the roof. This is the front. And all you do is you slide it in to the trunk. It'll kind of just, boom. You can't mess this up because you can't even move it already. Now it's in the post where it should be, and there are 2 other posts here. So now just add a little force. Watch the microphone. Add a little force here on this side. That clicked in. And now this side. Now that clicks in. Now this doesn't move when you're driving around. You can take your roof with you on a beautiful day like this. And now shut the trunk here. A little soft close action. On. Now you're ready to ride, enjoy the sun. I'm very excited for this drive. And how about the view out the back window? You can see that engine right there. It's just so crazy. I've never driven a car that had the engine in the rear. I've driven like electric cars, but the rear, I'm very excited. So let's stop rambling. I think it's time to go for a drive. All right, guys, we are inside the Chevrolet Corvette C8. First opinion, like I told you, We are experiencing this drive together for the very first time. I have not driven one of these before. This is my first time, and it's not the best weather to do it in, but it's fine. It's nice and rainy and gloomy. Weather's kind of going up and down or whatever. I'm actually driving it on pretty okay roads out here in Waterbury, and the car actually feels pretty soft. It feels softer than like a Camaro, softer than that damn Honda Civic Sport Hybrid that I drove. And this is in sport mode. This is kind of crazy. Nice and nimble. Steering is very responsive. Nothing crazy. I want to boot it, but we're in like residential areas and stuff. I can't really step on it, but the roads are wet. So it's probably not going to be the best drive, but it's fine. I hear the engine whirring away behind me back there. You can kind of close that off by putting the car into tour mode. Let's go into tour. Should quiet the engine sound down just a little bit. I can go even quieter by going into my mode. So now everything is zero. Everything is off. Suspension down, brake feel down. Engine sound is still at 1. We're not gonna worry about that. I'll put it back into sport. I'm looking for a certain destination. I may need to turn around. Visibility out the back is absolutely horrible, but that's fine. You don't need to see nothing back there. You should be ahead of everybody. It's okay. That's what rear view mirrors are for. Beautiful view out the rear view mirrors. That hips, gorgeous. That wing, gorgeous. This thing turns some heads. It is absolutely beautiful. Of course, you've seen it. But you're just putting around down here. It feels comfortable. I'm actually very surprised at how comfortable and soft this is. Like, I don't know if I could GT cruise this, but I'm chilling. I'm 5'9", 260 pounds. I'm in here. I'm squozing the seat a little bit, but it feels good. It feels comfortable. This is an Alcantara steering wheel, so I recommend driving gloves. If you don't have driving gloves, it's fine. The oils on your hand are going to eat away at the Alcantara over time, and you'll be left with like a messy steering wheel. You got to replace it. But there's all kind of modifications already out for this car. I follow a guy by the name of Street Speed 717. If you're a Corvette lover, you probably know exactly who he is. But he's modified his car. He put Lambo doors on his car, carbon fiber steering wheel. He put a yoke on his. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. But yeah, so these cars are modifiable. American supercars. I'm gonna put my stamp on. I'm gonna stand on that, and you can do all kind of stuff with it. And you can get it for. You can get like the base model Corvettes for like $65,000, maybe $70,000. But then you can get the upgraded versions, the Z51 packages, or stuff like that. Now you're like $75,000. But if you want that Z06 or whatever, you're like $150. That's if you got it new. If you're on the aftermarket spectrum, look at $250,000, maybe $220,000 for a Z06, but it's fine. This is completely adequate. I am blown away by how comfortable this car is just to drive on regular roads. I'm doing 30 miles an hour. Let's put my foot down. Feels good. Feels good. Shift up real quick. Use the paddles. I mean, I'm on residential streets, you know, I ain't trying to boot it and go around a corner around kind of craziness. Yeah, the weather's just too wet. I can't find a place to really boot this thing to give it the beans or whatever. But just trust it's fast. I trust it's fast. I've seen reviews from everybody else is saying it's fast, so I'm sure it's fast. I just said the word fast 5 times, make that 6. But yeah, man, I like this thing. My next mission is to try to get home and convince the wife that we need one. You know, it's practical. There's room for our luggage if we go on vacation. I can get 28 miles a gallon. Road trips, it's comfortable. If she says it's comfortable, then that's what's really important. But I love this thing in every way, shape, or form. This car does replace the Toyota Supra as my favorite car I've ever reviewed. Again, it has everything I'm looking for. 2 doors, a V8, naturally aspirated V8. Makes great noises, a lot of tech. Not the most spacious, but it's fine. And I was listening to music earlier, and the sound system is nuts. It is nice in here. It is a Bose sound system, but still, I'm very, very impressed. Oh, there's a dealership. Can I hit it real quick? I don't know. Let's see if we can get. Nah, these cars turning in front of me and stuff. I don't want to boot it, and then someone gets mad at me. All right, here we go. Woo, you hear that? You hear that? Yeah. We'll see if one shows up on the channel. They're still a little bit out of my price range, but you never know, man. You never know. Well, that's my time with the 2022 Chevrolet Corvette. This is the Z51, well, 1LT Z51 package. Absolutely beautiful car. I am in love with it. But yes, it is $75,000 here at Blassia Chevrolet in Waterbury, Connecticut. Tell them I sent you. It'd be nice, you know, let me know my videos are working out here in the streets. But the way it looks, the way it sounds, oh my God, my first ever Corvette reviewer, first time ever driving a Corvette. It drove this one. Now I'm spoiled. I can't go back. I do want to try out some C7s because there's so many variations of those. And again, as this platform grows and grows and grows from 2020, we now have the Z06 that's out, that flat plain crank V8 that sounds completely different from this car. I see a whole different engine. It's a whole different animal. If I get a hold of one of those, you'll see it on the channel. They also have the E-Ray, the hybrid Corvette that is even faster than the Z06, faster than this car here. And of course, there's going to be the ZR1. They have the renditions. Every year they do it. But I am very impressed with just the base model C8. 495 horsepower is plenty of horsepower from a V8. With cylinder deactivation, this thing was getting 29 miles a gallon somewhere. I looked through the trip computer. He was getting 29. He, she, they, whoever had this car was getting 29 miles a gallon. And that's the beauty of Chevrolet engineering. You heard the engine, you can see what it does, but then you can cut the cylinders, and now you have a 4-cylinder Corvette on the highway. Beautifully done, well done, Chevrolet. I love this car. Please keep this coming. It was a very bold decision. Everything was bold about it. Now here's my final thoughts. Would I buy one of these? I don't know. Maybe. When this car retailed, it was $74,000 or 72 or 76. Doesn't matter. It didn't lose that much value in a year and a half. So that means they're still hanging out. That's go buy a brand new one for the same price. Or you can have this one that's been modified a little bit. But anyway, the market's crazy and flooded because remember 2020, the C8s, they were making them and then boom, pandemic hit. So they made like 1,600 2020 Corvettes. So they were going up in value because they weren't even making, you couldn't even get them. They were selling for double sticker. Same thing's happening right now with the Z06. They're getting them out there, but not fast enough, and everyone wants one. Do I want one of these? Maybe. I love it. I understand the supercar vibes, all that kind of stuff. My heart still kind of lies in Europe though. Nothing wrong with that, but these are going to be common, like other Corvettes. You know, you see them, when you see the first couple, like, oh, that thing is crazy, it's so rare. But then as more and more come out, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. So I like to be different. That's why my heart's in Europe. We'll see. I'm getting another car in the next few years. We'll see what I end up doing, and I have you guys along for the ride to help me out here. But I think that's it. Remember, there's never an empty tank or empty stomach on this road. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. Thanks, guys. Thank you again to Blassius. Come down here, check out the inventory, see what else they got, and tell them I sent you. Take care, guys.